Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ebel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join me today for I'm Done Dieting Part 6. Today is Sunday, June 21st. Happy Father's Day, and it's been exactly 6 weeks since my last Done Dieting video, which I filmed on Mother's Day. I don't know if they're always 6 weeks apart like that. Anyways, I am super pumped to film this video today because I am just feeling really positive, like about my life and my future and my health and my business, and just everything's feeling so much better than it was like the last couple videos. So I don't really have a lot I want to talk about today, mostly just the whole food plant-based diet and how amazing that has been making me feel for the last like 2 months, and a quick update on my mindset, movement, nourishment plan that I discussed way back in the first Done Dieting video. It's been exactly 2 months since my birthday on April 21st, and in the last Done Dieting video I talked about how since my birthday I had been feeling super good about my nourishment, being really whole food plant-based and moving my body a lot more, and I was just feeling better about myself in general. Well, I'm happy to report that that has continued. Eating a whole food plant-based diet is just truly amazing and energizing and delicious. I have actually been eating so healthy that I had a vegan brat. But I don't know, that brat made me so sick, and after that I've just been really turned off by the faux meat products. So if you were wondering, I am down 4 pounds from the last video, which technically still puts me 2 pounds above what I was at last November when I started this whole series. But I'm so happy for the progress of that, losing 4 pounds, because I had gained a lot of weight during quarantine, and I hate the fact that what I weigh can have such an effect on my happiness. And that's kind of been the whole reason I started this video series, is because I want to be done dieting. Because I don't want to count calories and like obsess about food and exercise and the scale and everything, but to develop a really healthy relationship with food. And I really feel like I'm on my way there now. In my very first Done Dieting video, I talked about wanting to be more whole food plant-based, less vegan junk food, and it took me this long, but I am like so there. I believe that the only things I eat right now that are not whole food plant-based is like tortillas, tortilla chips, bread. I'm not at the stage of making my own bread yet, but someday. And then condiments. Like, I can't live without ketchup and hot sauce. I struggle to live without vegan ranch, so I have gotten into the horrible habit of mixing vegan mayonnaise with a pack of non-dairy ranch seasoning. Don't try it. If you love ranch, don't try it, because then you're just gonna be mad at me because I got you addicted to vegan ranch. I'm still figuring out a lot of those alternatives and things that like you think are whole food plant-based, but they're not, like tofu. As I said, not trying to be perfect, just trying to be the healthiest in the easiest way without stressing myself out about this diet BS, you know? So bottom line for me is just that the whole food plant-based lifestyle is what makes me feel the best. And I want to continue feeling my best, and ultimately I want to help educate other people about this lifestyle, because having been on so many diets for literally like 30 years, I feel like now that I have found a solution that I believe in so much, like I want to share that. And last week I was this close to signing up for a plant-based nutrition course, which I'm sure I'm still going to do because I just want to learn more and share more. So moving on. So a real quick update on my mindset, my movement, and we've pretty much already covered nourishment. So I set a goal at the beginning of the year that I wanted to read 1 book a week, and I didn't start accomplishing that until quarantine. But now I have been reading and or listening to more than 1 book a week, and I've been doing like a lot of like self-help kind of books, but they don't maybe always seem like self-help, but then they end up helping myself. I'm currently listening to The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. Beep! The author of that book is Mark Manson, and I've wanted to read that book for years. So I'm listening to the first chapter of this book, and I'm listening to this dude, and I'm like, this guy's a Buddhist. And then sure enough, chapter 2 was like the story of the Buddha, and it just... So I still have like an hour to go of this book, but I really like it. I'm really relating to it and really being able to like apply it to life. It's not about not caring, it's about deciding what you want to care about. And then like, why do you care about a lot of the dumb crap that you do? And before I started that, I re-listened to Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis. I listened to this book last October, like around the time it was released, and I forgot a lot of it because it felt like a great wake-up call of like, you need to start living your life and stop worrying what other people think about you, which kind of goes along with not giving an F. Before that, I had read or listened to Take Control of Your Life by Mel Robbins. I really like Mel. I feel like she's very like no nonsense, and a lot of the people I like are spiritual woo-woo type of people, and she is not. And so sometimes I need that in my life. And the message of the book was exactly like the title, like, take control of your life. You're the only one who can. Like, regardless of whatever circumstances or situation you're in, you are the one that can get yourself out of that, even if you're not the one that necessarily put yourself there. Like, we all have outside crap happen to us in life, but we can't use those outside things as excuses. Like, comes a point when you have to realize it's up to you. After I listened to Take Control of Your Life, I also listened to the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I had heard of the 5-second rule years ago, watched like her YouTube, maybe it was a TED Talk on it, and thought that was enough and like I didn't need to read the book, but reading the book made a difference. Reading the book actually made me start doing the 5-second rule. Let me give you a quick example. So today is Father's Day, and I went over to my dad's house for lunch. So I didn't get home from my dad's house until 5 o'clock. And I wanted to make this video because I make these videos every 6 weeks on a Sunday I haven't failed yet. And I almost failed today because I started making excuses. Like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. Do I want to set up my lights? Like, I've been sitting outside all day. I feel sweaty. My makeup's all gone. My hair's frizzy. Like, literally, that's what our brains do, is just make these excuses for us. Like I said, I had heard of the 5-second rule a couple years ago and thought like that was enough to apply it, but it wasn't. The way Mel explains it, you're a rocket ship, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're gonna take off and you're gonna do what you need to do. So when you have an urge to do something that you know is going to be beneficial, like working out or meditating or me sitting down to film this video so I have it done, you can let your brain make the excuses and you can end up procrastinating for who knows how long. Or you can 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take off like a rocket ship and get shit done. And I will tell you what, like sometimes I don't even need to count. I just feel more motivated since reading this book. Okay, I've definitely been doing more than one book a week because I have at least one Audible book a week and I've been reading as well. Side note, like reading before bed, and I've also been reading first thing when I wake up for just like 20 minutes. I can't believe the difference it makes in, I don't know, like it does something to my mood. It makes my mood better to do the reading. It's way better than social media, TV, Netflix, like all those other bad habits I have of doing before bed and first thing in the morning. And then I have been re-listening to Get Rich Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas. Denise is basically my money mentor. I am a member of her money bootcamp group and I've read all 3 of her books and I just love her. She's from Australia and she was a millionaire by 35 and she's just super inspiring to me. And I love to listen to her audiobooks because of her Australian accent, which I love. pretty sure this is the last Audible book I listened to in the last 6 weeks. Conscious Luck by Gay Hendricks and Carol Klein. You may have heard me talk about Gay Hendricks, author of The Big Leap and The Joy of Genius and Conscious Living and like all these books that I love, especially The Big Leap. I really enjoyed the Conscious Luck book. I wish Gay Hendricks would have read the whole thing because I do love his reading voice. But the main message for me of this book was that you get to make your own luck. And I could think of so many examples from my life and like people I know in my life of like those Debbie Downer kind of people that like the bad crap keeps happening to. It kind of relates back to self-sabotage like in The Big Leap. I don't know. And then let me open my Kindle app. I signed up for Kindle Unlimited like a year ago. I think I paid like 6 months at a time. Anyway, with the Kindle Unlimited, you get to have like 10 ebooks like checked out from Kindle at a time. Oh my gosh, this might sound so dorky, but I have discovered that Kindle Unlimited has like all of the Sweet Valley High books. I was a Sweet Valley girl my entire childhood. The Sweet Valley Twins, and then Sweet Valley High, and then Sweet Valley University. And do you know, they have made more Sweet Valley books when they're 30. Actually, they might be like 27 in the first one. Do you even care? You're gonna find out. So I think this one, they're like 27. I don't know. I read that back in like 2013. I don't remember exactly. What I recently read was this one, which then they're like 30, so it's after that red book. So after I read The Sweet Life, I was like, maybe I want to go back and read some Sweet Valley High books as like something to fall asleep to, and now I've read like 6 of them. Dorky, I know, but if you were a Sweet Valley fan when you were growing up, you get me. So overall, mindset, I feel like has been really good. I feel really good about the future and just life in general. Finally, my movement update, which I have still been doing yoga, obviously. I've been walking out at the state park here at least once a week, trying to do 2 or 3, but if I don't wake up early enough to get there at like 8 a.m. when it opens and it's not crowded and it's not hot and there's not a lot of people. Sometimes if I don't make it there at 8 a.m. and say I'm gonna go in the afternoon, then it ends up being like too hot and humid or I get too lazy. In addition to yoga and walking, I've added a little bit of strength training. Nothing crazy, just like squats and bicep curls and like lunges with tricep presses and some shoulder raises. And I like it when my upper body feels strong. Like I hate it when I can't do a push-up or hold a plank and stuff like that. But that's my update. I am just feeling really positive, which has been a challenge on some days. Obviously, there is a lot going on in the world, a lot going on in the USA. I think self-care has been a message a lot of people have been putting out there, like, and too often I think self-care gets labeled as like bubble baths and yoga classes and spa days and for me, the best self-care I have been doing, I think, has been the reading before bed and in the morning and going to bed early. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of depressing when like the sun's still out and I go lay down in bed. But when I wake up in the morning and it's still dark and I get to see the sun rise and I get so much done before 8 a.m., like that makes me feel great. There is also a ton of awesome produce in season right now. And I think that eating super healthy, super fresh, like also makes me feel really good. I'm so happy to be ending this video on such a positive note, and I really hope that every video from now on has this attitude. And I think if I'm feeling down on myself, I need to come watch this video and remind myself of how happy and positive I was, and because I was taking care of myself, because I really feel like I'm taking care of myself for the first time in a while. And I think a big part of that is also not letting myself make excuses using the 5-second rule to get the crap done that I know I need to get done. All right, this video has gone on way longer than I wanted it to. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel and watching this video. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in my next one. Be well.